Hey guys, Tarke here, and today I'm going to do my full kind of breakdown on the things that I liked and disliked about 3.18 generally. I've broken it down into 3 lists: stuff I like, stuff I'm indifferent on, and stuff that I dislike. So, Atlas passive Keynotes, I think, is a really cool system. I was hedging my bets. Would we get Atlas Masteries? Getting really impactful Atlas Keynotes, I think, is a really cool system. One thing I particularly like, as we can see here, is we now have these nodes which completely remove our chance for a particular mechanic to show up, giving us an increased chance for other mechanics to show up. This has been something I've been asking for a very, very long time. It's very long overdue, very excited for it. And while we haven't seen all 20 of the new keynotes, all the keynotes we've seen so far have been very impactful and exciting, so I'm very happy for those. New Uber bosses. Now, sadly, I don't really like the new Pinnacle bosses, so I'm not that interested in doing the new Pinnacle bosses. I don't particularly like Maven, so I'm not that interested in doing Pinnacle Uber Maven, but I am excited for Uber Shaper, Uber Elder, and Uber Cirrus. I've actually grown to kind of like the Cirrus fight, so I'm looking forward to doing those 3, hopefully, in the new league. Arch Nemesis mods on rare and blue monsters. We'll have to see what the balance is like on these. I'm expecting to see some silly shenanigans, but since I play softcore SSF, it doesn't really matter if some stuff's overtuned. I would be slightly worried about doing a hardcore league start in this one, but I think it will do a lot to make the overall combat more engaging. Hopefully there aren't many too irritating arch nemesis, like lots of situations of getting ice walled, locked in place, and then rares that teleport away from you constantly. Some combinations will be very frustrating. We can see that in maps there'll be up to 4 arch nemesis mods on a rare, so that should make things slightly more interesting anyway. And I hope it will make for a more impactful, more meaningful change overall. They've changed how challenges work. I haven't really cared about challenges since the long days of old where we had custom armor sets. I believe the last one we had was the Rigwald set, and we're seeing a return to getting challenge sets. We're now getting challenges earlier into the system, so you're getting them at 6 and 12, you're getting major rewards. But apparently the later challenges will be much, much harder. So until we see the challenges themselves, I can't give my full judgment on what I like of them. I often find a lot of the challenges in PoE are overly grindy just for the sake of being overly grindy. But hopefully this new system will better motivate me to engage with something which I haven't really engaged with in many years now. Supporter packs. I think the new supporter packs are pretty cool. I like that they're trying out new things. I'm a little bit dubious about the idea of having mechanics which improve visual clarity. And there's a little bit of that in there, but generally for the most part I think they're quite fun. And as someone who hasn't been very interested in supporter packs quite a long time now, those are things I'm all pretty positive about. This is something that I think I like, but time will tell. This new direction of releasing regular endgame content every patch, rather than just having big, massive endgame expansions every year. I think this should hopefully, we'll have to see, lead to a more regular path of Exile as time goes on. Hopefully keep things fresh, hopefully stop things from getting too stagnant. One thing that could happen from this, which does worry me a little bit, is this might make the overall quality of leagues decline, because when there is more and more focus on having big, meaningful endgame patches league after league, that means that there'll be less focus to be working on the leagues, and when PoE 2 development is constantly ongoing, also pulling resources, it something worries me a little bit, especially since I haven't really enjoyed the most recent set of leagues. The last league I enjoyed was Expedition, Ultimatum. Scourge could have been great, didn't see the dev time. Arch Nemesis didn't particularly enjoy, seemed too busy. Sentinel, I'm not feeling too optimistic. I think it might be too micromanagement focused, but I'll have to wait until I play it. We haven't had any balance changes this patch. We didn't get any new skill gems last patch. Now, this is something which potentially could be positive. Again, time will have to tell on this one. Funnily enough, a week or 2 ago, I made a video talking about how I would like to see more consistent, more thought out, and overall just more considered patches from GGG. And I actually proposed a system where it's first patch of the league, we see big balance changes, big new skill gems. Second patch of the system, no balance changes, it was system changes. Third patch was then more big balance changes, looking at maybe items, looking at the gear equipment, and then fourth one doing another system-based league. And it seems like, funnily enough, that video might maybe be prophesizing the kind of system that GG's work on themselves, We don't know until we see what 319 and its balance patch will hold. Chris says 319 will be a big balance league. But I would rather have meaningful, impactful, wide-reaching, well-thought-out balance patches every 6 months with exciting, well-tested skill gems every 6 months, rather than get sort of half-done, not really that considered, sort of whatever slapdash balance changes, and then get a bunch of new skill gems that haven't seen proper testing, they release with poor numbers, or they're like link gems which just come out and just don't really function all that well. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully this new system pays off. It is definitely a riskier system, but, you know, I am confident that it should work. I mean, it'd be a little bit silly for me to criticize this after a week ago making a video saying they should do this. So yeah, hopefully it works out. Things that I'm kind of indifferent on, again, Sentinel League. I haven't played it, so I can't really judge it, but from everything I'm seeing of it, just seems very micro-focused. That, I think, is also a lot due to my own playstyle. I didn't like League Stones when those were a thing, because I don't like busy work between maps. I'm not particularly a massive fan of the whole thing of, like, get a whole stash tab full of maps, spend ages rolling all the maps, then collect a whole bunch of fragments, get all the fragments, get all the scarabs. I would rather kind of like alch and go, have fun, engage with my Atlas skill tree, tailor my content that way. If you are someone who likes to stockpile like 100 scarabs, 100 fragments, and you really enjoy just having like a whole pre-rolled stash tab of maps ready to go, fully juiced up, I could definitely see Sentinel leaning into that playstyle. I just worry that Sentinel might just be a little bit too disruptive to the kind of way that I would like to play Path of Exile, but we'll have to wait and see. And then things I dislike, like straight up that I'm like, this will be awful. Nothing really. As I said, I'm not too positive on the new league mechanic, but I think 318 overall has a lot of things in there that I enjoy. Generally, this will be a thing of, if I like this, it'll be a case of I like it because of the patch, not because of the league. One thing which has been a little bit disheartening, I will say, though, is all of the things which have been improved that I'm looking forward to in 318 are things I was looking forward to anyway, which just kind of lowers the hype a little bit. Like, I had a lot of fun with the Atlas skill tree. I was looking forward to messing around with the Atlas skill tree more. There's now more stuff for me to mess around with the Atlas skill tree. Cool, but that's not like a new exciting thing for me. I'd already planned out a build. Nothing's changed. So on the one hand, yay, I know what my builds are going to be. But on the other hand, it would have been nice to have at least something new to think about. Yeah, it's kind of like complaining about being excited for pizza. You open the pizza box and there's like an extra slice of pizza in there. Obviously, yay, more pizza is always good. But it's like if you ordered pizza and the delivery driver turns up with a free dessert. It's like, oh, wow, that's a lot more exciting than just like, hey, dude, we gave you like an extra slice of pizza. So overall, I'd say I'm optimistic for 318. I think a lot of the new unique items seem interesting, but obviously from an SSF point of view, considering they're only going to come from the uber bosses, and I'm not that keen on the pinnacle bosses and Maven, etc., that isn't something I'm all that excited for. But I think for Trade League players, there's a lot of stuff to be excited for. But anyway, I'm Tarke. Let me know what your thoughts of 318 are. How do you feel about the idea of maybe getting less frequent but potentially more meaningful balance changes? Have a good day. Bye-bye.